Now, all eyes are on Asia's biggest football competition that gets underway tomorrow. There are two reasons for this. One is the dubious history of the country that's hosting it this time. And the other, of course, is the level of competition and the fact that Asia is seeing an upheaval of sorts when it comes to football. More on that in a bit from now, but yes, the AFC Asian Cup is here. The format is quite simple: group stage matchups, elimination rounds or the knockouts, and then, of course, the much-awaited final. This time, the baton of hosting has been passed on to Qatar, who have drowned out the criticisms from various quarters owing to their last performance as hosts while they were hosting the World Cup in 2022 by drum-beating their ticket sales.
I think after the experience, and this will build up, with the number of tickets that we saw, the demand that we are so since we launched the ticket, we reached around 900,000 tickets until now. I don't think that it will be a big difference. The good experience for the fans that they had during the World Cup encouraged the fans and the other fans to attend and enjoy the atmosphere.
The hosts will play the tournament opener against Lebanon in the Lusail Stadium. It's where the final will also take place on the 10th of February. And there is big money to take home. The overall prize pool is over $14 million, same as it was in 2019. That will be divided amongst the winners, the runners-up, and even the nations who are participating. The format, as we've said, is simple: the group stage till the 25th of January, and of course then the final. So what's at stake in this big brawl? The AFC Asian Cup is a stage where Asian countries look to establish themselves in global football. And especially after the World Cup in 22, where Asian football teams punched above their weight, a lot is expected in this edition from these countries. The teams that made it till here went through rigorous qualifications. It isn't easy getting this far. The only debutant this time is Tajikistan. Now, they could be the underdogs this season, and what a swan song it will be if they do make heads turn with some great football. Tajikistan's domestic football is in turmoil without basic funds and proper facilities, so this is a big stage for them to bring some hope and joy. The other great story has to be that of Hong Kong. The country is making a comeback to this edition after a gap of over 5 decades. The last time they played AFC Asian Cup was in May 1968. From the breakthrough teams to the star-studded ones, for frontbenchers Japan, nothing short of the crown will please them. They are gunning for the 5th title, especially when their last win came way back in 2011. So a lot of pressure on Japan. But they appear to be a team in strong form. In a closed-door friendly match, just a day ago, they beat Jordan 6-1. Their coach, Hajime Moriyasu, has reshuffled the side. Only 14 players from the 26 who played in the FIFA World Cup in 2022 remains in the squad. They open their campaign against Vietnam. Then, of course, comes a team that carries the hopes of many, caught in the power politics of the world amidst a war. Their national football team is in Doha, trying to spread some joy back home through the beautiful game. It is Palestine's 3rd appearance at the Asian Cup, and at a time when their people are in crisis. It is an attempt to put forth an image that doesn't have anything to do with the war, and a homage to all the Palestinian athletes who died since the Israel-Hamas war broke out on the 7th of October. Their first match is against 3-time champions Iran. Now to the team that is slowly winning hearts all around by their strong performances over the last few years, growing from strength to strength. Under a coach who has been in the news for some wrong reasons, but is also getting the team to rally around him, and a captain who the team revolves around. A litmus test awaits the Indian football squad on the 13th of January, when their AFC Asian Cup campaign truly begins. It's their 2nd consecutive appearance. That itself is a huge deal, to make it to the AFC Asian Cup twice in a row, and it's the 5th time overall. But at 102 rank, India is the lowest in its group, and coach Igor Stimac will have a David versus Goliath task to overcome all of this. Stimac has lost 3 of its first team regulars, Anwar Ali, Ashik Kurunian and Jeekson Singh, all of them sidelined due to injuries. Now the Blue Tigers start against Australia, who are the 2015 champions. Now, when India played Australia in their opener back in 2011, they suffered a 4-0 loss, but that holds little significance as a decade has passed. Yet, 2 players from that team are there in this current setup. No prizes for guessing. They are also the most seasoned ones. Talismanic captain Sunil Chhetri and goalkeeper Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Their leadership will play a huge role in the next few weeks. India's tryst with the AFC history doesn't bring back too many happy memories though. They have managed to qualify only on 4 occasions before, in 1964, 1984, 2011, as we mentioned, and of course 2019. This is of course the next consecutive time from then. They failed to move past the group stage on every occasion, barring 1964. When Harry Wright took over the Indian side, he coached the team to its best finish in the history of Asian Cup. They finished runners-up after losing to Israel eventually. Sunil Chhetri himself admits it is a monumental challenge, but one that they are better prepared to tackle this time.
It's a massive tournament for us, purely because we get to rub shoulders with the best in Asia. Teams like Australia and Uzbekistan are probably of the World Cup level, so you can test yourself against them. What is sure is that we have improved in the last 7 to 8 years, but then you play them and you see how far you are and how the tempo of the game is. It's just important to play your best, and generally, it's a good marker for the nation to test where we are.
India's target for this AFC Cup should be to avoid 3 defeats. 3 losses and chances to move on to the next round diminishes significantly. Chhetri, who is India's highest goal scorer and has been so far for the last 10 years, will be a huge factor. The coach, Stimac, seems realistic. He says despite the camp and the practice, it wasn't enough to expect miracles here.